Is PSA finally starting to get caught up? Let's see what Starstock has to say about it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I had a really good conversation with the customer service department over at Starstock. If you remember, they are the day trading sports card platform. At least that's how they advertised themselves when they first started, and I became a big fan right away. I signed up for an account on Starstock about a year ago today, and this is when I first started buying and selling cards. And if anyone remembers, or if anyone was actually on the platform back then, they will remember that the market was getting really hot, probably around the beginning of January, and there were a lot of people buying and selling and making decent money flipping cards. So that was kind of the idea back then. Fast forward a year later, and we have a very cool sports card market and not a lot of activity on the Starstock platform. So I wanted to bring this up again. I really haven't done a video about Starstock in a long time for this reason. The other thing was my primary focus for buying cards on Starstock was not so much to flip, but was more to grade cards. At the time, they had a service where you could send your cards to PSA and get those cards graded for $30, which seems like a great deal now. But then again, when you look at the cards, at least that I sent in for grading, maybe it wasn't so smart to send some of those cards in at $30 per card. But that's another video. I definitely want to get into that as far as my submissions through Starstock. And really with this video, I just want to get into PSA getting caught up, and more specifically, I wanted to get into the direction that Starstock is headed based on my conversation with customer service this morning. So the question that I asked was, is it still their intent to be a day trading platform? And the response I got was very interesting, because that's clearly how they started out, and it seemed like everybody was on there to basically flip cards. You know, it's almost like gambling or daily fantasy, where a game might start, your team might be playing that day, and you want to buy a card because you think they're going to have a breakout game. And if they do, you were able to sell maybe in the middle of the game for a profit. And it was kind of fun. It was kind of exciting. So there was that gambling element to it. And so the response I got is they still do want to be that platform. They still want to be the day trading, get excited about a game coming up, buy a card, and see how it does. Now, obviously, in order for the card to go up in value, there has to be some buyers to actually buy the card. So I think that's really been the problem, is if you buy a card, typically it's been going down in value all year long for 2021. And so that's pretty much going to kill your day trading platform, when most cards were generally trending downward, even players that were playing well. That's not really a good sign for day trading. I mean, if I know I'm going to buy a card and tomorrow it's probably going to go down in value, I mean, if the overwhelming odds are that it will go down in value, then I'm probably not going to look to day trade or even, look to buy that card. I'll just keep waiting and hoping it hits the floor at some point, and maybe wait for a buying opportunity at that point. I will say, I do think there are a lot of great buying opportunities in general and on Starstock. And so with the cooling of the market, we don't really see a lot of flipping anywhere. And I think that is just an indication of where the market is today, but not necessarily that Starstock themselves have picked a different direction for their company. So I think what the market forced them to do is venture out into different avenues. And that's where they started getting into breaking, and now they're doing live auctions. So that was the response that I got from customer service, is that it wasn't their intent to move toward breaking or move toward live auctions or whatever other avenues that they've branched into lately. It was more a result of the market. Also, the fact that they didn't want to be one-dimensional. So they didn't want to be just known as a day trading platform. So they probably would have gone into breaking anyway at some point, and live auctions and whatever other plans they may have that we don't know about. So they weren't trying to be this one-dimensional day trading platform. They were looking to branch out whatever made sense. And obviously the market is going to determine some of that, as well, as we've seen the wild swings of the market. So I understand that, and they were willing to kind of roll with the punches, or whatever the market's dictating at the time. They're willing to go with it. Hopefully they make some good decisions going forward. But anyway, in 2022, their intent is still to be a day trading platform. They have 1.7 million cards. So that's the other thing they pointed out to me is we have a lot of inventory. And to me, that means a lot of buying opportunity. I mean, if there are no buyers and they have that many cards, to me, that's an opportunity to go in and start buying some cards and possibly get some really good deals. At some point, I believe people will catch on to the deals that are on Starstock, the quality of the cards, and more buyers will start to flood in and pick up those cards at discounted prices until it becomes more widely known and we kind of level off. And so that's kind of what I see happening, especially with the Starstock A's, and especially as PSA begins to open up lower service levels. So let's go ahead and talk about that, because I think that's kind of more the exciting news. Since my intent was to grade through Starstock, it looks like that might be coming back, at least according to the people at Starstock. They're very optimistic that PSA is going to come back with a bulk pricing submission, with a bulk pricing option, which will allow them to continue to grade cards, where you can grade cards through Starstock at a reasonable price. Now, it used to be $30 per card. They don't anticipate that it's going to be that much different, but obviously we're all in a wait and see mode. But if you watch Nat Turner's interview, he does talk about bulk pricing coming back. He even talks about it coming back at $10 per card. That's their goal. If they get anywhere near their goal, I would imagine Starstock would be able to offer somewhere around their $30 price point, which they used to offer before PSA shut down. So I think that's the good news, and it seemed like there was a lot of optimism for that heading into next year. Now, who knows when that will happen? It could be in the summer, it could be in the fall. But in any case, I look at it as an opportunity to buy a lot of raw cards and hold for the grading option when that returns. So that's one thing that I got a little bit excited about. And the other thing was, kind of told me, and I don't know if they were supposed to tell me, but the February submission is back. They got the grades for the February submission. We've been waiting a long time. If anyone remembers, if anyone graded through Starstock, they had their very first submission in December, which came back very quickly, within 1 month. The next month, which was the first month that I graded with them in January, I had to wait, I want to say maybe 8 or 9 months. I don't even remember when that submission came back, but it wasn't that long ago. And I was hoping that once we got that January one back, we would get the February one back right away. Well, that didn't happen. We're in December right now, but they did get the grades back, and so they're waiting to get the entire order back before they start posting the cards, and probably post how they did as far as gem rates are concerned. So that news should be coming out shortly, and I'm telling you, I'm pretty excited about that. I wonder if PSA is really starting to clear through some of their backlog. If you consider those were sent in February, and if you remember, February, March is when a lot of orders started flooding into PSA. So if they cleared a February submission already, we might be in for some lower price points sooner than we realize. That's just my optimistic take. Again, we're all in a wait and see mode, so who knows what's going to happen, but I think that is a little bit of optimism. Also, talking to customer service at Starstock, they do feel strongly that the March and April submissions will come back right away as well. So I think it's like we've waited long enough. We got the February submission back. Hopefully March and April are right on the doorstep. So it sounded like there was a lot of optimism their end, but again, I'm not going to hold my breath. I mean, once we got that January submission back, I thought that February would be here right away. And here we are at least 2 or 3 months later and still no cards. I mean, it was a really good conversation. I felt really good about the direction of Starstock. I felt really good about the customer service there and how they're running their operation. And I thought I wanted to put it in a video just to show that I felt good about them about a year ago, and I interacted with customer service several times for various issues, and I've always had positive responses. And so I definitely enjoy buying cards on Starstock, sometimes selling, and even when I ship cards home, the cards are generally great quality, the raw cards, and the slabs always come back in nice shape. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I wanted to just kind of go over conversation with Starstock. I'm excited that the February submission is back. I'm excited for 2022. I'm excited for PSA opening up lower service levels so that we can grade again through Starstock. They do a great job pre-screening the Starstock A's. I will say that. A lot of the cards that came back were really clean, and I expect some really good grades from those. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Excited that the February submission is back. Looking forward to seeing the grades that I got. I'll definitely do a video on the value of those cards today versus when I sent them off in February, even if they come back a PSA 10. Most of them were base cards, and there's a lot of hate toward base. So we'll see how that all played out almost a year later. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I really appreciate all the feedback and the likes. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. And I will see you on the next.